If she hugs you like this, she's attracted to you. Psychology tricks. We are most honest not in our words, but in the way we touch and the way we linger. Most men walk into a hug like it's nothing, just a quick social ritual, a formality to get through. They lean in, tap shoulders, pull back, and move on without ever realizing they just stepped into one of the most honest moments a woman can give. Because a hug is never just a hug, it's a silent conversation. In that brief contact, her body speaks louder than any words ever could, her comfort, her curiosity, her openness, even her attraction. And here's where most men get it wrong. They don't notice. They rush it. They stiffen up. Or worse, they hesitate, unsure of what's really happening. Don't do that. Pay attention. That moment is a window, and if you miss it, you miss everything that could follow. The truth is simple. Women rarely say things directly, but they show everything. The way she leans in, how long she holds, whether her body relaxes or stays distant, these are not random. That is her truth. And if your response doesn't match that truth, you quietly break the connection. You must understand this. Attraction is not just about what she gives, it's about how you receive it. If she feels warmth and you respond with stiffness, you create distance. If she shows openness and you pull away too soon, you signal uncertainty. And uncertainty kills momentum every time. So don't guess. Don't overthink. Learn to read the moment. A friendly hug feels light, brief, almost polite. A comfortable hug lingers just a little longer, her body soft, her energy calm. But when there's something deeper, something real, you'll feel it instantly. She stays close. There's no rush to pull away. The space between you disappears. That's not accidental. That's the intention without words. And here's what matters most, your response. Be present. Be calm. Don't rush to escape the moment. Let it breathe. That is how you show confidence without saying a single word. That is how you turn a simple gesture into a real connection. Because once you start seeing what's hidden in these small moments, everything changes. You stop missing signals. You stop second-guessing yourself. And you begin to understand something most men never do. Attraction isn't spoken, it's felt quietly in the smallest actions. Why hugs matter? Most men treat a hug like background noise, quick, polite, forgettable, but that is exactly where they miss one of the clearest signals a woman can give. Because a hug is not just contact, it is communication in its purest form, unfiltered and instinctive. People can edit their words, soften their tone, even say what they don't fully mean, but the body rarely lies in close proximity, and especially not in a hug, where distance disappears and awareness fades into feeling. That is why understanding this moment matters more than you think. If you want to truly grasp female psychology and master subtle psychology tricks, you must stop listening only with your ears and start observing with intention. Notice how long she stays. Does she pull away immediately, or does she linger just a second longer than necessary? Because that extra second is not random. That is comfort. That is interest. That is a quiet signal saying, I feel good here. You must pay attention to how she positions her body. Does she lean in fully or keep space between you? Because closeness is rarely accidental, it is chosen, and it reflects how safe and connected she feels in that moment. Don't ignore her arms either. Are they light and distant, or do they wrap with a certain softness and presence? The difference between obligation and genuine warmth is always there if you slow down enough to see it. And that is where most men go wrong. They rush the moment, they hug mechanically, they exit too quickly, and then they wonder why they never notice attraction. But attraction rarely announces itself loudly. It whispers through behavior, through small, almost invisible details. This is where learning how to fall in love is not about grand gestures, but about awareness, about reading what is already being given to you without words. Understand this clearly. Nonverbal communication carries more emotional truth than conversation ever will, especially in close interactions. A hug is one of the few moments where both people drop their guard just enough for something real to show. That is why you must take it seriously, not in a heavy or awkward way, but in a conscious way. Because once you begin to recognize these patterns, you stop guessing and start understanding. You stop chasing obvious signs and start noticing authentic ones. That is a powerful shift. Mastering psychology tricks and truly understanding female psychology is not about manipulation. It is about awareness, about seeing what is already there and responding with calm confidence. So don't dismiss the hug. Don't rush through it. Don't treat it like nothing. Be present, observe, feel the moment for what it is. Because a hug is never just a hug. It is a message. It is a reflection of emotion in real time. And if you learn to read it, you will begin to understand connection on a deeper level. That is where real attraction begins, quietly, naturally, without force, exactly the way how to fall in love is meant to happen. Where most men go wrong. Most men don't fail because they lack effort. They fail because they lack awareness. That line alone explains almost everything that goes wrong in these small, quiet moments, especially something as simple and as revealing as a hug. Now that you begin to see why hugs matter, you must also see clearly where most men lose the opportunity right in front of them. And it's not complicated. It's not about saying the wrong thing. It's about not knowing how to be in the moment. Most men either rush it, hesitate, or overthink it until the moment slips through their fingers. Don't rush. Don't freeze. Don't try to calculate every second. That is where things fall apart. Some men step into a hug carrying uncertainty in their body. You can feel it instantly. Their shoulders are tense. Their movements are stiff. There is no flow, no calm presence. They hug quickly, then pull away like they've touched something they don't fully understand. That reaction quietly signals discomfort. It tells her, without words, that you are not fully grounded in yourself. And listen carefully, attraction doesn't grow in tension. It grows in ease. A high-value man understands this. He doesn't force the moment. He settles into it. Then there are the men who go too far in the other direction. They hold on too long, without awareness, without sensitivity to her energy. They think holding longer creates connection. It doesn't. Not if it's not mutual. Not if it's not aligned. That is where discomfort begins. That is where the moment turns from natural to forced. And once something feels forced, attraction doesn't rise, it quietly fades. So don't assume more is better. Be precise. Be present. That is masculine energy at its best, calm, aware, and controlled. Here's the truth most men miss. Both of these mistakes come from the same root problem, lack of awareness. Not lack of effort, not lack of desire, awareness. When you don't understand what the hug actually means, you cannot respond in a way that matches it. And when your response doesn't match her energy, something subtle breaks. It's not dramatic. It's not obvious, but it's there. And she feels it immediately. Because for her, a hug is never just a hug. It is a moment of connection, a test of emotional presence, a silent conversation without words. In that brief contact, she is asking questions she may never say out loud. Are you relaxed? Are you comfortable in your own skin? Do you understand the moment? Or do you disrupt it? And your body answers before your mouth ever could. If you pull away too fast, it signals hesitation, not confidence. If you freeze or hesitate, it creates a pause that shouldn't exist. That pause becomes awkwardness, and awkwardness kills momentum. If you overdo it, holding too long, too tight, without reading her cues, it feels unnatural. Almost like you're trying to take something instead of share something. None of these reactions help you attract women. They quietly push them away. Another mistake, one that many men don't even realize they're making, is trying to interpret every hug the same way. Don't do that. Not all hugs are equal. Not all hugs carry the same meaning. Some are polite. Some are warm. Some carry genuine interest. And if you treat them all the same, you will misread the situation. Every time, context matters. Energy matters. Timing matters. A high-value man doesn't guess. He observes. He feels the moment. He reads the subtle signals, the way she approaches, the way she holds, the way she releases. That is awareness. That is masculine energy expressed through calm attention, not force. And when you have that awareness, something powerful happens. You stop overthinking. You stop second guessing yourself. You stop trying to perform. Instead, you begin to match. Match her energy. Match her pace. Match the emotional tone of the moment. If her hug is light and brief, you mirror that. If it's warm and lingering, you allow it, but only as long as it feels natural. Not a second longer. Not a second shorter. That is precision. That is control. That is how you attract women without saying a word. And here's the deeper truth: this isn't really about the hug. The hug is just the surface. What matters is what it reveals about you: your presence, your awareness, your ability to stay grounded in a moment without rushing it or overextending it. That is what she's feeling. That is what she's responding to. And that is what creates attraction at a level most men never reach. So don't treat these moments casually. Don't dismiss them as small or meaningless. That is a mistake. Small moments reveal big truths. And the man who understands that, the man who moves with calm awareness, who responds instead of reacts, who aligns instead of forces, is the man who naturally stands out. Not because he tries harder, but because he understands better. Be that man. Stay present. Stay aware. Don't rush. Don't hesitate. Don't force. Match the moment. That is how connection flows. That is how attraction builds. And that is how a high-value man moves through even the simplest interactions with quiet confidence and undeniable masculine energy. And if you understand this, don't stay passive. Step into awareness. Drop a comment right now: I match her energy, I don't chase it. Like the video, subscribe for more sharp, real insight, and remember, attraction isn't about doing more. It's about responding right. 1. The friendly pat hug. Most men misread the friendly pat hug, and that misunderstanding quietly destroys opportunities before they even begin, because what looks casual on the surface is often the first doorway to something deeper. This is where you must sharpen your awareness and apply old Stoic wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That hug, short, light, with a couple of polite pats, is not rejection. It is permission. Permission to stay, to build, to grow. And if you carry an iron mind, you recognize this instantly. Instead of reacting emotionally, instead of pulling away, instead of shrinking your energy, you stay grounded, calm, steady. Because attraction rarely begins with intensity. It begins with ease, with comfort, with a sense that being around you feels simple and natural. And that is your advantage if you understand it. Stoicism win is not about chasing signals. It is about mastering your response to them. And in modern life, where everyone is rushing, overthinking, and forcing outcomes, the man who slows down and builds connection stands out without trying. You must see clearly. This hug is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the first green light, subtle, but real, and your job is not to escalate wildly or retreat completely. Your job is to build, patiently, deliberately, like a man who knows exactly what he is doing. Do not rush. Do not freeze. Do not overanalyze. Stay present. Stay relaxed. Because your presence after the hug matters more than the hug itself. Look her in the eyes just a second longer. Speak with calm certainty. Add a touch of warmth, a touch of playfulness, not forced, not exaggerated, just enough to shift the interaction from neutral to engaging. This is how energy changes. This is how connection deepens. This is how attraction quietly grows beneath the surface. Remember what Lao Tzu said: nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. And that is your mindset here. No pressure, no force, just steady progression. Most men fail because they think every moment must produce immediate results. But a man guided by old Stoic wisdom understands that consistency beats intensity, that small moments, repeated over time, create powerful shifts. That comfort today becomes curiosity tomorrow and attraction the day after. You listen fully, you respond thoughtfully, you give her space to feel at ease, while subtly raising the emotional tone of the interaction. And this balance is what separates a man who gets ignored from a man who becomes unforgettable. In today's world, where attention is scattered and patience is rare, your ability to stay composed, attentive, and slightly intriguing gives you a massive edge. And this is where Stoicism when becomes real, not theory, but action, not words, but presence. The friendly pat hug is your signal to lean in, not physically, but emotionally, mentally, energetically, and build something real, step by step, without desperation, without doubt. You must train your mind to see opportunity where others see nothing, to stay steady where others become uncertain, to act with quiet confidence where others overreact, because that is the essence of an iron mind. And when you do this consistently, when each interaction becomes just a little more engaging, a little more connected, a little more alive, something shifts naturally, effortlessly, and that simple, polite hug begins to change. It lingers a bit longer. It feels warmer, more intentional, more personal. And that is when you know you didn't force attraction. You built it the right way, the strong way, the way that lasts. 2. The firm hug. Most men overlook the firm hug, and that is exactly where they lose quiet opportunities without even realizing it, because this is not just a hug, this is a shift, a signal, a moment where female psychology begins to reveal something deeper, something intentional, something worth your full attention. A firm hug is not rushed, not casual, not mechanical. It is steady, grounded, and present. You feel it immediately. Her arms don't just touch you, they hold you. There is a slight pressure, a subtle closeness, a calm pause in time where she is not thinking about leaving, she is choosing to stay. And that choice matters. That is where many men fail to read the moment. They treat it like every other hug. They pull away too soon. They act on habit instead of awareness. Don't do that. You must understand. Attraction does not shout, it whispers. It builds quietly through moments like this. This is one of those psychology tricks that separates the unaware man from the man who understands how to fall in love naturally, without force, without confusion. When she gives you a firm hug, she is not just being polite. She is comfortable. She feels safe. She enjoys your presence. And comfort, as simple as it sounds, is the foundation of every meaningful connection. Without it, nothing grows. With it, everything becomes possible. So what do? You don't rush. You don't hesitate. You stay just 1 second longer than usual. That is all. Not forced, not exaggerated. Calm, natural, present. That extra second tells her everything she needs to know, that you are grounded, that you are not nervous, that you can meet her where she is instead of pulling away from the moment. This is how to fall in love in real life, not through grand gestures, but through small, precise responses that align with human emotion and female psychology. And here is where it becomes even more important: consistency. One firm hug can be, but repeated firm hugs are a pattern, and patterns reveal intention. If she continues to greet you this way across different moments, different days, different settings, she is choosing that closeness again and again. That is not accidental. That is emotional investment. And if you keep responding like it means nothing, the connection will stay flat. It won't disappear, but it won't grow either. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In this case, your power is awareness. Your strength is presence. After the hug, don't break character. Don't suddenly act different. Don't overthink. Stay relaxed. Stay steady. Let the conversation flow naturally. But carry a slightly stronger presence, a quiet confidence that says you noticed, you understood, and you matched her energy without making it a big deal. That is one of the most powerful psychology tricks you can learn. Because attraction grows in emotional safety, not pressure. And when she smiles, holds eye contact, or lingers just a little closer after the hug, pay attention. These are not random behaviors. These are signals. Clear, simple, human signals rooted in female psychology and emotional connection. Most men miss them because they are looking for something dramatic, something obvious, something undeniable. But real attraction is subtle. It builds in layers. It deepens through moments that feel small but carry meaning. So don't ignore the firm hug. Don't rush it. Don't treat it like nothing. Be aware. Be present. Be the man who understands that how to fall in love is not about chasing, not about forcing, but about recognizing these moments and responding with calm precision. Because when you do, the interaction shifts, the energy changes, and what once felt uncertain begins to move into something clear, something mutual, something real. If you felt the truth in this, don't just watch, act on it. A firm hug is not random. It's a moment of connection, and how you respond decides everything. Don't rush. Don't break it. Be present. Match her energy. That is how attraction quietly grows. Now drop this in the comments to lock it in your mind. I stay present. I match the moment. I let connection grow. Like the video, subscribe for more sharp, real-world insight, and remember, small moments handled right change everything. 3. The lingering hug. Now we move into a moment most men feel, but very few truly understand. The lingering hug. This is where everything slows down, where the interaction stops being polite and starts becoming personal. Don't ignore this. Don't brush it off, because this is not just a hug anymore. This is a signal. A lingering hug is not about seconds. It's about presence. It's about what happens in that quiet space where neither of you rushes to pull away. Her arms stay around you. Her body remains close. And for a brief moment, time stretches. That pause matters. That is where attraction lives. That is where connection breathes. You must understand this. When a woman lingers, she is not unsure. She is comfortable. She is choosing to stay in your space without resistance. Her body is not preparing to leave. It is settling. And that settling is a reflection of how she feels about you. A high-value man recognizes this instantly. He doesn't question it. He doesn't overanalyze it. He simply stays present and allows it to unfold. Pay attention to the details. Her grip softens, not because she is losing interest, but because she is relaxing into the moment. Her posture becomes natural, not stiff or controlled. Sometimes her breathing slows. Sometimes there is a quiet stillness, almost like neither of you wants to be the first to break the moment. That is not accidental. That is emotional comfort expressed through the body. And here is where most men fail. They panic. The moment feels longer than expected, and instead of embracing it, they escape it. They pull away too soon. They break the rhythm. Don't do that. Don't sabotage what is naturally building. Because from her perspective, she stayed and you didn't. That creates distance where there was potential for connection. Be calm. Be grounded. Be the man who can sit in silence without needing to fill it. That is masculine energy. That is what allows you to attract women without forcing anything. You don't need to impress. You don't need to escalate. You don't need to make a move. That is where many go wrong. They think action creates attraction. No, presence does. A high-value man understands timing. He understands that not every moment needs to be pushed forward. Some moments need to be held. This is one of them. When the hug lingers, your only job is to stay relaxed. Let your body communicate calm confidence. Let her feel that you are not in a rush to take, but comfortable enough to receive the moment as it is. That is powerful. That is rare. That is what separates a man who chases from a man who attracts women naturally. Don't overthink it. Don't tighten up. Don't suddenly change your behavior. Stay steady. Stay present. Because when you can exist comfortably in that closeness, you send a message without saying a word. I am confident. I am grounded. I am not rushed. And that message lands deeper than anything you could ever say. Masculine energy is not loud. It is not forced. It is quiet control. It is emotional stability. It is knowing that you don't need to rush moments to make them meaningful. And when she feels that from you, she relaxes even more. The connection deepens without effort. At this stage, things are no longer subtle. The signals are becoming clear. A lingering hug, especially when it happens more than once, is not. It is consistency. It is interest. It is her way of saying, without words, I feel good around you. And if you handle this moment correctly, if you don't rush, don't panic, don't break the flow, you allow something real to grow. Not forced. Not awkward. just natural progression. That is the difference. That is the edge. That is how a high value man moves through these moments, calm, aware, and always in control of himself. 4. The intimate embrace. The intimate embrace is where everything becomes unmistakably clear, and if you've lived long enough, you already know this truth deep down. People don't fake closeness with their body, they reveal it. This is not a polite gesture, not a social habit, not something done out of obligation. This is connection, real connection. Her body leans fully into yours, not halfway, not cautiously, but with intention. There is no distance left to protect. As Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And in this moment, she is choosing to feel you. That is the signal. That is the message. Her head resting on your shoulder or near your neck is not accidental. It is trust. It is comfort. It is her nervous system saying, I am safe here. And when her arms hold you tighter, when she doesn't rush to pull away, when her hands move slowly along your back with calm intention, you must understand this. Nothing about that is random. This is where old Stoic wisdom becomes your advantage. Because most men ruin this moment. They overreact. They freeze. They rush. They break the rhythm. Don't do that. Be still. Be grounded. Be present. That is iron mind. That is Stoicism win. Marcus Aurelius taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. And this is exactly that moment. Control your reaction. Don't let excitement turn into tension. Don't let doubt turn into awkwardness. Stay steady, because while she is in your arms, she is also reading you. She is asking silent questions. Can this man handle closeness? Can he stay calm? Can he match my energy without forcing it? And your body answers before your words ever can. If you pull away too fast, you say, I'm unsure. If you hold too stiffly, you say, I'm uncomfortable. But if you stay relaxed, breathe slowly, and allow the moment to exist without trying to control it, you say something powerful. I belong in this moment. That is attractive. That is rare. That is iron mind. Modern life has trained people to rush everything. Quick messages, quick meetings, quick exits. But attraction does not grow in speed. It grows in presence, in stillness, in awareness. So when she stays, you stay. When she softens, you soften. Not by copying, but by aligning. This is what Stoicism win is about. Emotional control, situational awareness, quiet strength. You don't need clever lines. You don't need to escalate. You don't need to do anything. You must simply not ruin what is already happening. Let the silence speak. Let the closeness breathe. Because here is the truth most men never learn. Attraction often deepens in the pauses, not the actions. And when someone chooses to remain close longer than expected, they are not just accepting the moment. They are enjoying it. Don't interrupt that. Don't question it. Accept it. As Lao Tzu said, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. That is your mindset. Slow down internally, even if the world outside moves fast. Hold the moment without gripping it. Feel it without chasing it. That is how you master it. That is how you become the man who doesn't just experience connection, but creates it naturally, effortlessly, powerfully. And remember this clearly. At this stage, the signal is already given. The door is already open. The only question left is simple. Can you walk through it with calm, with confidence, with presence? Or will you hesitate and let the moment pass? Choose wisely. Stay grounded. Stay present. That is the path of old Stoic wisdom. That is Stoicism win. That is iron mind. If you understand what this moment really means, then don't hesitate. Step into it with calm, control, and presence. Most men lose the opportunity right here because they panic, overthink, or pull away too soon. Don't be that man. Be the one who stays grounded, who matches her energy, who allows connection to grow without forcing it. That is where real attraction deepens. If you're ready to handle these moments with confidence and emotional strength, comment this below. I stay present. I stay calm. I let attraction grow. 5. The side hug. The side hug is one of the most common gestures you will encounter, yet it is also one of the most misread signals in female psychology. And if you misunderstand it, you risk ruining something that could have naturally grown into real attraction. When she leans in slightly, gives you only one arm, and keeps her lower body angled away, that is not rejection, that is information. That is her quietly communicating her current level of comfort without using words. And if you are paying attention, you will realize this moment is not about forcing anything. It is about reading the energy correctly and responding with calm confidence. Because the truth is, attraction rarely begins with intensity. It begins with subtlety, with small openings, with moments like this where she is testing the emotional environment around you. And this is exactly where most men fail. They see distance and immediately try to close it. They interpret neutrality as a problem to solve, and they rush to turn a simple side hug into something deeper. But you must not do that. Do not reach for more when she is offering less. Do not try to upgrade the moment before it is ready. Because when you push too early, you break the natural rhythm of attraction, and that is one of the most overlooked psychology tricks when it comes to understanding how to fall in love in a healthy, grounded way. Instead, you must learn to see the side hug for what it really is: a checkpoint, a pause, a signal that says, I'm comfortable, but I'm still observing. And that is not a bad place to be. In fact, it is a necessary stage in female psychology. Because attraction grows in layers, not in leaps, and if you respect those layers, you become the kind of man who feels safe, steady, and emotionally intelligent, which is far more attractive than any forced display of confidence. So be calm, be grounded, be aware of the space she is keeping, and understand that her body language is not random. It is deliberate, it is protective, and it is guiding you, if you are willing to listen. Now here is where it gets deeper. The side hug is often a reflection of her internal state, not just her feelings toward you. She may like you, she may be curious about you, but she is still deciding how far she wants to go. She is measuring your energy, your reactions, your patience, and most importantly, your ability to handle uncertainty without becoming needy or reactive. And this is where the real psychology tricks come into play, because attraction is not just about what you do, it is about how you handle what you don't get. It is about your response to limited access. And if you can stay composed, if you can accept the side hug without trying to change it, you send a powerful signal that you are not dependent on immediate validation, and that alone places you in a completely different category in her mind. Think about it. Most men react to distance with pressure. They try to prove themselves, they try to escalate, they try to force a deeper connection. But you must not follow that pattern. You must break it. You must show that you understand the pace of real connection. Because how to fall in love is not about rushing into closeness. It is about allowing closeness to develop naturally over time. And that requires patience, awareness, and emotional control. So when she gives you a side hug, receive it with ease. Return it with the same level of energy, and then let it go. Do not linger. Do not overanalyze. Do not turn it into something bigger in your mind. Because the moment you start chasing meaning instead of observing patterns, you lose clarity, and clarity is everything when it comes to female psychology. Now let's go even further. The side hug is also a test of your boundaries. It is her way of seeing whether you respect hers. And if you fail that test, even subtly, you lower your value in her eyes. Because attraction is built on respect first, not intensity, and respect is shown through restraint, through your ability to stay within the space she is comfortable with. And this is where many men misunderstand psychology tricks. They think attraction is about doing more, saying more, showing more. But often, it is about holding back, about knowing when not to act, about understanding that silence, space, and patience can create far more attraction than any forced move ever could. So do not try to turn a side hug into a full embrace. Do not try to read it as a hidden signal of desire. Take it at face value, respect it, and then focus on building connection in other ways, through conversation, through presence, through consistency. Because emotional safety is what allows physical closeness to grow, not the other way around. And here is something you must remember. Attraction is not a single moment. It is a pattern over time. One side hug means nothing on its own. But repeated behaviors, consistent signals, gradual changes in how she interacts with you, that is where the truth lies. So instead of obsessing over one interaction, step back and observe the bigger picture. Is she becoming more comfortable around you? Is she opening up more? Is she initiating contact? These are the real indicators of interest, not just one brief moment of physical contact. And this is why understanding female psychology is so important, because it teaches you to think in patterns, not in isolated events. It teaches you to stay grounded in reality instead of getting lost in assumptions. Now let's address another mistake: overinterpretation. Many men see a side hug and immediately start asking themselves, does she like me or not? And that question itself is the problem, because it comes from a place of needing certainty. And attraction does not work that way. It is not black and white. It is not immediate. It is fluid. It evolves. And if you try to force clarity too early, you create pressure, and pressure kills attraction faster than anything else. So instead of seeking answers, focus on building connection. Focus on being present. Focus on creating a comfortable, positive experience whenever you are around her. Because that is how to fall in love in a way that is natural and sustainable, not by chasing labels, not by demanding clarity, but by allowing things to unfold at their own pace. And here is the final truth: the side hug is not a barrier. It is an invitation to slow down, to be patient, to show that you are not in a rush. And when you embrace that mindset, everything changes. You stop reacting emotionally to small signals. You stop trying to control the outcome, and you start moving with quiet confidence. And that is what truly attracts: not force, not intensity, but calm, steady presence. So the next time she gives you a side hug, do not overthink it. Do not try to change it. Accept it, respect it, and continue building the connection in a way that feels natural and effortless. Because in the world of psychology tricks and female psychology, the man who understands timing, space, and emotional control is always the one who stands out. And that is the man who eventually turns small moments into something much deeper, something real, something lasting. 6. The hesitant hug. The hesitant hug is one of the most misunderstood signals, and yet, for the man who truly understands people, it is one of the most revealing moments you will ever experience. This is the hug where she steps in, but not fully. Her arms may reach you, but there is a slight pause, a subtle tension, a feeling that the movement is not completely finished. It is brief. It is light. It is not cold, but it is not fully warm either. And that is exactly the point. This is not rejection. Do not misread it. This is uncertainty. She is not pulling away from you. She is simply not fully stepping in yet. That is a critical difference. Most men fail right here because they react instead of observing. They panic internally. They start asking themselves, did I do something wrong? And then they try to compensate. They squeeze tighter. They hold longer. They try to turn a quiet moment into something more intense. Don't do that. Don't force what has not naturally formed. That is where attraction quietly breaks. Understand this clearly. Comfort does not grow under pressure. It grows in space. It grows in calm. It grows when a man is steady enough to let a moment be exactly what it is without trying to control it. That is what separates a high-value man from the rest. A high-value man does not chase certainty in every interaction. He allows things to unfold. He knows that when a woman gives a hesitant hug, she is not closing the door. She is standing at the doorway, looking in, deciding if she feels safe enough to step further. And your job is not to pull her in. Your job is to make the space feel safe enough that she chooses to step in on her own. That is how you attract women naturally, without effort, without pressure, without confusion. Think of it like this: attraction is not a switch you flip. It is a flame you build. If you rush it, you burn it out. If you ignore it, it fades. But if you give it the right environment, steady, calm, and patient, it grows stronger on its own. The hesitant hug is the early flicker of that flame. It is not weak. It is simply new. And new things require care, not force. This is where your masculine energy must remain grounded, not reactive, not needy, not overeager. Be still. Be composed. Be present. That is what creates trust. Most men think they need to do more in these moments. More touch, more words, more intensity. That is a mistake. What you need is less, not more. Less tension, less overthinking, less need to prove yourself. Because the truth is simple, when a woman is unsure, she is watching how you handle uncertainty. She is not just feeling the hug, she is feeling your energy. Is it calm or is it restless? Is it confident or is it seeking approval? That is what she responds to. That is what shapes her next move. So when that hesitant hug happens, do not rush it. Do not analyze it in the moment. Simply meet it with ease. Hug her back naturally. No extra pressure. No awkward delay. Then release smoothly, as if everything is exactly as it should be. Because it is. That is the mindset you must carry. That is how a high-value man moves through interactions. He does not cling to moments. He does not try to stretch them beyond what they are. He allows them to breathe. And here is where it becomes powerful. When you respond this way, you remove pressure from her. You give her space to feel. And when a woman feels safe, she opens up. Slowly, yes, but genuinely. The next hug may be less hesitant. The one after that may be warmer. And before you even realize it, what once felt uncertain becomes natural, effortless, and real. That is how attraction grows when it is not forced. That is how you attract women in a way that lasts, not just in a moment, but over time. Remember this rule. Don't rush what is still forming. Be the man who understands timing. Be the man who respects emotional pace. Be the man whose masculine energy creates calm instead of pressure. Because when you carry yourself this way, you don't need to convince anyone of your value. It is felt. It is experienced. It is undeniable. And that is what makes a high-value man stand out without saying a word. 7. The goodbye hug versus the hello hug. Most men miss this completely, and that is exactly why they stay confused, stuck in uncertainty, overthinking signals that were actually clear from the beginning. The difference between a hello hug and a goodbye hug is not small. It is not random. It is a window into her emotional state in that exact moment, and if you pay attention with an iron mind, you begin to see what others overlook. A greeting hug is often light, quick, almost automatic. It is social. It is polite. It says, I acknowledge you. But it does not reveal depth. It does not reveal investment. It is surface-level energy. Now stop. Pay attention. The goodbye hug is different. It carries weight. It carries truth. Because in that moment, she is not arriving, she is leaving. And leaving forces emotion to rise. As Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That is the key. The goodbye hug is about feeling. If she hugs you longer when she leaves, that is not accidental. If her arms stay wrapped around you just a second more than necessary, that is not politeness. That is hesitation. That is emotion resisting separation. And you must understand this clearly. Attraction often reveals itself not in the beginning, but in the reluctance to end. Be sharp. Be observant. A slight pause before she lets go is louder than words. A tighter squeeze is more honest than any compliment. This is old Stoic wisdom in motion. Observe actions, not declarations. Because people can control what they say, but they struggle to hide what they feel in transitional moments. And goodbye is a transition. That is where truth leaks out. That is where her guard drops for just a second. And in that second, everything is revealed. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. That is where the signal lives. In modern life, where everything is rushed, distracted, and filtered through screens, these small physical cues matter more than ever. People don't say what they feel anymore. They show it in fragments, in micro moments, in hesitation. And the goodbye hug is one of the clearest fragments you will ever see. If she pulls away quickly, it is neutral. Accept it. Stay grounded. But if she lingers, even slightly, you must recognize the shift. That is not casual. That is emotional presence. That is her body saying, I'm not ready to disconnect yet. And here is your instruction. Do not rush it. Do not break it early out of nervousness. Stay calm. Stay centered. Let the moment breathe. Because a man who carries an iron mind does not panic in emotional moments. He reads them. He allows them. He understands that attraction grows in stillness, not in force. As Marcus Aurelius taught through his reflections, you must train yourself to see things as they are, not as you fear them to be. And what you are seeing in a lingering goodbye hug is not imagination. It is real. It is present. It is happening. The mistake most men make is that they look for grand gestures. They wait for obvious signals. They expect clarity to come loudly. But attraction is often quiet, subtle, controlled, especially in women who value emotional safety. That is why Stoicism Win is about sharpening your awareness, not chasing attention. You do not need her to say anything dramatic. You need to notice what she cannot fully hide. The goodbye hug is one of those moments. It is where her emotional investment briefly surfaces before she regains control. And if you are paying attention, you will see it every time. Now apply this. Next time you are with her, do not just focus on the conversation. Do not just think about what to say next. Be present when the moment ends. That is when the truth begins. Feel the hug. Measure the duration. Notice the pressure. Notice if she leans in or pulls away. Notice if there is stillness before release. These are not small details. These are signals. And when you start seeing them clearly, your confidence changes. You stop guessing. You stop overthinking. You start knowing. That is the power of old Stoic wisdom. It trains you to observe reality without distortion. And when you combine that with emotional awareness, you become a man who understands people at a deeper level. A man who does not chase validation because he can read intention. A man who builds connection through calm presence, not desperation. Remember this, attraction is not proven in how she greets you. It is revealed in how she struggles to leave you. That is the difference. That is the truth. And if you can train your mind to recognize that moment, to stay grounded in it, to not rush or react impulsively, you step into a different level of awareness. You step into control. You step into clarity. This is Stoicism Win in real life. This is how an iron mind operates. Quiet, observant, certain. All right, my friend, now you see it clearly. This was never just about a hug. It was about awareness, about understanding what most people overlook. Small moments, quiet signals, real emotions shown without words. So here's the truth you need to carry with you. Don't rush, don't overthink, and don't try to force meaning into every single moment. Attraction doesn't live in one hug. It lives in patterns, in consistency, in how she shows up again and again around you. Your job is simple. Stay calm. Stay present. Pay attention. When you stop chasing certainty and start observing naturally, everything becomes easier. You respond better. You feel more confident. And that quiet confidence, that's what truly stands out. Remember this, a strong man doesn't react to every signal. He understands the bigger picture. He trusts the process. He lets things unfold. So next time you're in that moment, don't just feel it, understand it. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And before you go, tell me this. What do you think matters most in a hug? The closeness, the duration, or the energy? Drop it in the comments. I read more than you think. Stay sharp. Stay calm. I'll see you in the next one.